a beacon of comfort, the Cardinal of love.
Thanksgiving afternoon arrived quietly that year. The house behind her was filled with familiar sounds, soft laughter, the clink of dishes, the smell of food drifting through open windows. But the backyard felt different, still, wrapped in late autumn light. The sky was pale blue, the trees mostly bare, and a gentle chill rested in the air. It was the kind of moment that invited reflection, whether you wanted it to or not. She stood alone, hands tucked into her sleeves, letting the silence settle around her heart. She had stepped outside for a moment of air, telling herself it was just to check the yard, just to breathe. But deep down, she knew why she came out there. Holidays had a way of doing that, pulling memories to the surface when you least expected it. As she looked across the familiar space, she felt the ache she tried not to name too often. Her parents should have been there. They should have been inside, laughing, talking, sharing stories the way they always had. The backyard had once echoed with their voices on holidays like this. Now it held only quiet. She felt the weight of missing them settle fully in her chest, the kind of missing that doesn't fade with time. It only changes shape. She thought about past Thanksgivings, about chairs once filled, about conversations that lived only in memory now. Her eyes stung as she whispered, almost without realizing it, how much she wished they could be here, just for one more Thanksgiving, just to feel their presence again. Faces came to her clearly then, her mother's gentle smile, her father's steady warmth. She remembered the way they made holidays feel complete, how safe and loved she had always felt in their presence. The ache deepened, but so did the love that came with it. She stood there, allowing herself to feel everything: gratitude, loss, longing, all at once. The yard remained quiet, or so she thought. Suddenly, movement caught her attention. From above, a flash of red crossed the sky. A male and a female cardinal flew gently over her head and landed on the ground just a short distance in front of her. Their colors were vivid against the muted earth, impossible to miss. They didn't scatter, they didn't seem startled. They simply stood there, side by side, looking at her directly. Time slowed. Minutes passed, 5 or more, and the Cardinals did not move. They watched her quietly, calmly, as if they had arrived with purpose. Her breath caught. Something inside her softened. As she looked at them, an unexpected sense of peace washed over her. The ache in her chest eased, replaced with warmth. In that stillness, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Not loneliness, but presence. The pair, standing together so gently, felt familiar in a way she couldn't explain. Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were not only from sadness. When the Cardinals finally lifted off and disappeared into the trees, the yard felt changed. She stood there a moment longer, holding on to the feeling they left behind. The emptiness she had carried into the backyard no longer felt so heavy. It felt shared, comforted. In her heart, she believed what the moment had whispered to her without words. They had come to visit. They were letting her know she wasn't alone. Years have passed since that Thanksgiving day, but the memory has never faded. Whenever she thinks of it, warmth returns just as clearly as the red of those birds against the autumn ground. Some moments don't need proof. They simply live where love and memory meet. And in that quiet backyard, on a day meant for gratitude, she received a gift she still carries with her, a reminder that love doesn't end, and sometimes it finds a way to come back on wings.